I decided to, you know, give Uber a try. Just figured, you know, all the hype, make some cool, decent money, you know, and kind of be your own boss, right? That was appealing. It looks good on paper. I went ahead and gave it a shot. You know, I decided to try out their the rental program that they have. So you can get a vehicle from any rental company. The company that they have here in my area, since I'm in the Orange County area, is Hertz. And yeah, again, like I said, everything sounds appealing. I went ahead and signed up for the program. I qualified for it. I got approved, and I went and I got the rental vehicle. Now, the program that they originally had offered for me was you have to complete 75 trips or more within the week, because you get a car rental for a week to drive for Uber, and your rental fee essentially is free, right? It's, I think, valued at about 200 bucks, I think, or 190 bucks, right around there, give or take. So I signed up for it. I went ahead and, you know, gave it a shot. I drove for a week. I did 80 plus trips in that week, and I did, you know, a little over 40 hours physical, 40 hours of driving. Ultimately, what it turned out to be, when all said and done, based on their timeline, based on their promo, essentially I qualified. But the twist here is that Uber system apparently said, no, you don't qualify. So I ended up being charged for the rental. Bill that Uber paid for the rental was not equivalent to the final charge. And so now I'm going over to the Hertz rental office, because apparently I have a balance, which kind of sucks, right? But ultimately, the bottom line of my story is that my experience with Uber as a driver, it's not worth it if you're gonna do the rental program. Ultimately, if they don't honor their agreement, you know, you're screwed. You know, I put in over 40 hours plus of physical driving. Ultimately, the money that I made, dramatically less than what minimum wage is. And for the time that I put in, for what I got paid, plus, and this is of course not including the money that I spent on putting gas on the vehicle. So if you're going to be doing Uber X, in my opinion, it's not worth it. Even if you have your own vehicle. Because even with the surging prices that they announce and everything, a lot of the searches that or the fares that I picked up for the surging prices, Uber ended up taking that cut anyways from me, and the majority of the fares. So for example, when I had those small trips that were like, you know, the passenger pays $5 and it was a surge price. The surge price, let's say, was $2. So they would actually include in the Uber cost, or the charge penalty, I guess, that they do for each fare. They would include that into their costs. So meaning they would take away the search cost for me, which is those $2 that I essentially earned, and then tack on an additional like $3 or $4 of charges that they normally do, I guess, which whatever the percentage is. So ultimately I ended up making like $2 for, you know, spending, you know, let's say 30 minutes picking up a person, going over, picking them up, and dropping them off. So my advice, and again, this is just my own personal experience with driving for Uber. Ultimately, the driver gets screwed big time. So I'm gonna stop by here, this rental place here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this balance real quick.